This ABC15 flash briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.
I'm Faye Fredericks with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Monsoon storms are ripping through homes and businesses in the East Valley. Many neighbors cleaning up after the overnight storms that left homes without roofs and debris littered across the street. We talked to a man who felt the wind rip his mobile home to pieces.
That had to have been terrifying.
Oh, it was. I mean, like I said, the sounds and noise, it was total destruction. It was like a tornado or a hurricane had came through.
Mesa firefighters tell us there are no reports of any injuries. The Red Cross is helping out in the area for people who don't have power. Now to our continuing coverage of the Alicia Navarro case. The teen found alive in Montana after disappearing from Arizona back in 2019. New today, we're learning more about where and how she was found. Alicia disappeared days before her 15th birthday. Officials believe the teen left her home of her own free will. On July 23rd, the now 18-year-old walked into the Havre Police Department in Montana alone and identified herself, requesting to change her missing person status. But investigators say this is far from over.
When somebody goes missing for this amount of time, we have to rebuild their life for the last 3 years and figure out what happened.
That was Trent Steele, a private investigator who's been on this case for years. He says Alicia, who is not in police custody, has spoken to her mom, Jessica Nunez, but they have not met in person just yet. Nunez tells ABC15 while she's happy her daughter is alive, she is overwhelmed with different emotions. It's been 1 week since that massive propane fire ignited in Phoenix, torching more than a dozen cars near 40th Street in Washington and sending propane tanks flying hundreds of yards. Tonight, we're hearing from the owner of Bill's Propane, where that fire started. He tells ABC15 our plant hadn't been operating for several hours before the time of ignition, and we had no personnel on site during that interval. We're very curious to receive the fire marshal's official findings. We're also pressing for those answers daily and will continue to follow up on this investigation. Our extreme heat is deadly, and we now know the Maricopa County Medical Examiner's Office has coolers on hand if the death toll rises. There have been 25 confirmed heat-related deaths in the county so far this year. Nearly 250 more are under investigation. This is the first time the county has brought in coolers since the COVID-19 pandemic. There are 10 coolers near 7th Avenue in Jefferson. The surge in heat-related deaths typically happens in July. County officials say this year is the worst.
We need a whole-of-government approach.
Today, I'm announcing additional steps to help states and cities deal with the consequences of extreme heat.
A heat hazard alert issued today by the Biden administration in response to the ongoing extreme heat many communities, including ours, are experiencing right now. President Joe Biden joined by Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego to announce new steps to protect workers and communities. Part of the plan includes federal heat-related protections for workers. The Department of Labor will also ramp up enforcement of heat-related safety violations. There are also millions of dollars going toward improving weather forecasting and billions going to communities to make buildings more energy efficient. White House also launching a website called the National Integrated Heat Health Information System. Website has resources and heat safety tools for Americans. It can be found at heat.gov. A former pro football player honoring the memory of his mother and uplifting Arizona by joining in on a cross-country bike ride to fight cancer. Mike Dritline, a former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver, recently lost his mother to brain cancer. Her death motivating the longtime athlete to jump on his road bike along with 126 others in a relay-style race across the nation, raising money for cancer research every mile along the way.
It's going to get tough, I think about the people, the who that I'm doing this for, the friends, family, colleagues. But when the hills are tough and the heat's high, it'll be my mom that I'll be thinking about and doing it in her honor.
Mike will kick off the first leg of the 3,000-mile trek in September, riding from Cannon Beach, Oregon to Bend, Oregon. The group hopes to raise $1 million.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sellens. Our weather action days extended again because the National Weather Service has extended our excessive heat warning for the Phoenix metro area, now in effect through Saturday night, for other spots across central and western Arizona through Friday night, and for the lower elevations of the Grand Canyon through Sunday night. We also have heat advisories for the higher terrain now through Friday. These are the areas shaded in orange just east of the valley. Tomorrow we could set another record in the morning, 93 for that forecast low. The record is 92. Set in 2019. Tomorrow afternoon, though, that 121 record is safe. We've got 115 in your forecast and an ozone high pollution advisory in effect, too. Now, there is a chance for storms, mainly to our north and east in the early afternoon, and then a slight chance that one or two of these could come into Phoenix as we head into late tomorrow evening. So we'll keep that 20% shot going tomorrow, ramping up the storm chances over the weekend, though, as we get even more monsoon moisture and instability. That could drop us below 110 by Monday.